Well, it's a tradition started by the Public Theater in 1952. Here's Chopper 2 with a look at Central Park's Delacorte Theater, where this summer's Shakespeare in the Park season has just begun.
Tickets are free for every single show. This morning, CBS 2's Dana Tyler talks with one of the actors performing Under the Stars in Much Ado About Nothing.
I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's getting. If your Grace ne'er a brother like you, your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
Oh, no. No, my lord.
It's the early 19th century, and that's Lily Rabe as Beatrice and Brian Stokes Mitchell as the matchmaking Prince of Aragon in one of the Bard's comedies of misunderstandings. Tony winner Brian Stokes Mitchell here to tell us about Much Ado About Nothing and being in it. Good morning.
Good morning. It's so great to be here with you.
Nice to have you. And this is your first Shakespeare in the Park.
This is my first Shakespeare in the Park. I was intimidated about doing Shakespeare, actually, and I've been asked to do Shakespeare many times, but it's taking on another language, and it's incredibly dense. What I love about it is that Shakespeare works on so many different levels, on a language level, on an emotional level, on an archetypal level, on a poetry level, and just it's a big meal to take a bite out of, and it intimidated me, but I'm not intimidated anymore.
You're start of a great run here, and what's wonderful is that it has been going on for more than 50 years. Joseph Papp saying, let's share Shakespeare with the audience.
Yeah.
It's so important. Much Ado About Nothing, a perfect story.
Yeah, Oscar Eustace says in an announcement usually before the show that it's the people's theater, and the audience breaks out in a huge hand when they hear that, because it really is. It's a New York tradition, and to be able to stand backstage, here's the magical thing for the actors that the audience doesn't get. To be able to stand backstage during our show and hear nearly 2,000 people erupt into laughter together that just goes out into the New York air, into the park, and hear that constantly is just an incredible kind of feeling.
Along with birds and maybe sirens,
yes,
and dogs barking in the park.
And the stray raccoon, too, that walks on stage sometimes. Yes.
That's right.
Sing no more, dear, no more, sing no more.
When you think of Shakespeare, you don't often think of music, a lot of music, a musical, but we are so fortunate because it's a treat that you do sing in this.
Yes.
Let's listen.
Converting of your sound of into hey, nodding, nodding, hey, nodding, nodding.
Stokes, it's now Monday. You held that note so long. People want to see you do that.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite moments in the show, actually. Steele Burkhart, who's the guitarist and the other singer in the show, we actually have a competition every night to see how long and who can hold it the longest.
Oh my
so
gosh,
it's a real competition that's going on as well.
And getting back to it being free, every day of performance, hundreds of people line up for free tickets in Central Park.
Yes. You can also go online for the Public Theater, and there's a lottery that they have too, and sometimes people get lucky and they hit the lottery as well. So it's pretty cool.
As an actor, what's the difference for you? Is there a difference knowing you're in a paid house versus a house where you're exposing maybe some to theater for the very first time because this was the right price?
Yeah, you know what? Some of those people get in line at 6 in the morning because they're so rabid about their Shakespeare and they love it so much. And when you're performing in a theater for an audience that is that dedicated, it's a really appreciative audience, and most appreciative, I think, when it rains. We've only had one rain on us, and we had to stop the show and start again, but that audience that was there, they had their tarps, and they were so happy that we were out on the stage. Oh, it's just, the audiences are spectacular. I don't know if there are better audiences than these.
On top of this, you are also chairman of the Actors Fund,
yes.
a nonprofit organization that helps so many people. And you have your singing career, of course, your Broadway, your acting, your concert career, and a CD that you have out, Simply Broadway.
Yeah.
Very critically acclaimed.
Yeah. It was chosen by USA Today, chose it as one of the best albums of 2013. That was way long ago. 2013, which I'm really happy about it. And so I took about 50 years of Broadway hits and classics and rearranged them so that they sound new and fresh, but they have the spirit of the originals.
He's everywhere, Brian Stokes Mitchell. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dana. It's great to be here.
And maybe back on the Broadway stage one of these days?
We'll see.
We'll see. In the meantime, Brian Stokes Mitchell in Much Ado About Nothing, the Public Theater's production, Shakespeare in the Park, now through July 6th. Back to you.
All right, Dana, thank you. And for more information on free tickets for Shakespeare in the Park, you can head to our website, cbsnewyork.com.